Hi, I'm the business guy with Asset Protection Planners, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to create a house hacking money machine. That is how to live in your own house for less, for free, or even make a profit every month and have other people pay off your mortgage for you. Now, many of the secrets we're going to reveal today is without even having any roommates. You might have heard of house hacking before, or you might be saying, yeah, I want to know how I can house hack and cut my living expenses. Now, some people on YouTube just talk and tell you theories. On the Business Guy channel, if I can give you my own life experience, I'll give it to you step by step, and that's what I'm going to do here today. And I'm going to show you 7 ways you can make money by house hacking. So my goal here today is to make this the best house hacking video on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please click the like button below so YouTube promotes this video. Thanks so much. And if this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll make another video dancing in public in a hula skirt. So if you want to see me humiliate myself in public, turn that thumbs up blue. And you can also click the subscribe button so that when more videos come out like this, you'll get notified. So here's exactly what to do step by step to house hack. And I want you to watch this video several times and text the link of this video to people who need to earn extra income. And if you have a partner or spouse, make sure they watch this video too so they know where you're coming from. Step number 1, and this one is obvious, buy a house. Simple, right? There are videos on this. I put up a video on how to get a mortgage in an LLC that you can watch. Or maybe you already own a house. Could be a 3-bedroom house. Or let's say you see a house with, say, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms. So let's do the numbers. How much would a house like that cost in your area? For example, a house like that in a fairly decent neighborhood in Los Angeles, New York, Miami, Philadelphia, San Diego would be at least $700,000 to $1 million, plus or minus. So with a $750,000 mortgage after down payment, we're talking about $4,000 a month, including taxes and insurance at today's interest rates. Now you can use that basis to do the math in your area. So say you really can't afford a mortgage payment like that, or maybe you can, but you just don't want to spend that much every month. Again, you have insurance for extra liability protection. So buying a house is step number 1. Step number 2, set up an LLC. That is a limited liability company. Has its own bank account, and you use your LLC to collect the money. And you'll also want to set up a land trust to own the house for privacy of ownership. Now this is very important because house hacking involves liability. So you make your contract, you make it very clear that the property owner, that is you, assume no liability. And you have insurance, so you want all the liability on your company, not you. Very important to set up an LLC, not just any old LLC, but one that is set up with all of the legal requirements in place. Otherwise, you get no protection at all. Then we set up a land trust to own your home for privacy of ownership. See our land trust video. That way nobody knows you own the home but you. Now to the tenants, you're just the property manager, right? Now we're in the company and trust formation business. We have full-time licensed attorneys on staff, so you can call the number below and we'll set up an LLC with one of the most protective operating agreements on the planet. Our staff attorneys can take care of a lot of the legal work for you. So setting up an LLC to collect the money and a land trust to own your house privately are very strong recommendations. So don't just skip over this. You'll be happy. That's step number 2. Now that brings us to step number 3, rent part of the house. Now this does not mean what you think. So really pay attention here and don't make any assumptions until you see the whole thing. Now there are a whole bunch of ways to do this, some with roommates, but many without roommates. I'm talking about some of the secrets I'm going to reveal here. You don't even need to rent out your property to human beings. And you can put thousands of extra dollars in your pocket every month in ways you likely never even thought of. So watch this whole thing, watch all the ways to house hack, and you'll be very glad you did. So this is the easiest way to do step number 3. The first way is to rent out part of your house with roommates. First, with long-term bedroom rentals. Let's say renting a bedroom in your area goes for $1,000 a month. So you have a 5-bedroom house, you use a tenant screening app like Zibo, that's Z-I-B-O, or RentRedi, that's rent, and then R-E-D-I, to find really good tenants, and I'll leave those in the description below if I remember, and if I don't, remind me. Say your house is by a college, and you rent it to medical students or engineers or nursing students. You live in the master bedroom and you rent out the 4 other rooms to really nice responsible people for $1,000 each. Boom, you're living in your house totally rent-free. So you live there for free and everybody else who lives there is paying off your mortgage for you. One guy I know found his wife that way. Others have made their best friends that way. The second way is with short-term rentals. Now this means people are going in and out of your house on a regular basis. And again, you can get more money renting out rooms by the day than you'll get by the month, but you'll also have more turnover. So you say, hey, business guy, not in a million years. No way in the world am I ever going to have strangers living in my house. No stinking way. And I'm with you. Maybe you're married and your spouse and you want privacy, or you just don't want to risk somebody stealing your stuff or drinking your milk or eating your Cheerios. So the next ways all involve no roommates. Okay, so here's the third way to do step 3, and it's with an accessory dwelling unit, ADU, which we'll talk about. And this is best illustrated with a personal story. My son was a U.S. Marine, and to our surprise, when he was 17, he came to my wife and I said, Mom and Dad, I'm going into the Marines. I took the test. I got offered a job in the intelligence unit. There are only 2 slots left. So if I don't sign up now, I'll be in infantry patrolling around with a machine gun. And if you don't sign the papers for me, I'm going to wait till I'm 18 and I'm going to do it myself. So we felt like we had a gun to our heads, but better than a gun to his for the next 4 years. So we signed the papers. Turned out to be the best decision he ever made. He went from a floppy-haired, skateboard-riding little boy to a proud, prancing lion and a full-grown man in a few short months. Amazing transformation. He did that, and when he got out, the Marines paid for a physics degree at the University of Miami, and now he's an engineer at a major defense contractor in California. Buys this 5-bedroom house near the beach in LA for $1 million. Hey, he did this all on his own, no financial help from the business guy. Now, the next day, after closing this house, he builds this wall, splitting the house in 2, leaving 2 bedrooms on one side and 3 on the other. House happens to have 2 kitchens for some reason, otherwise he'd have to add one. Then he proceeds to turn the garage into a 3rd unit, and he's moving into it. So the house payment about $4,800 a month, he said. So right now he's waiting for permits from LA County, which he was told he would get. After all, there's a housing shortage in LA, so LA, San Francisco, and many bigger cities are encouraging ADUs. The accessory dwelling unit is a legal term for a secondary house or apartment that shares the building of a larger primary home. So while waiting for permits, right now he rents out the other half for $4,000 a month, and he gets to live in a $1 million home for $800 a month. His house is about a 5-minute drive and a 20-minute walk to the beach. So when it's all done, he'll be able to rent out one side for $4,500 a month and the other half of the house for $3,500 a month. Then he's converting the garage into a really nice studio, which he'll live in. Really cheap renovation. He'll be able to do a lot of it himself. So let's do the math. $4,800 a month for the mortgage, taxes, and insurance. $4,500 plus $3,500 for the 2 units. That's $8,000 income. He lives in the garage for free since it's his house. So that's $3,200 a month in income. In other words, instead of paying $4,800 a month, he's making $3,200 a month by house hacking, and he doesn't even need to have any roommates because he put up a solid wall between the units. So that's an $8,000 swing, making $3,200 instead of paying $4,800, and not only living there for free, but actually putting money in his pocket every month. The studio/garage conversion can easily rent out for $1,500 a month, so he can move into any of the other units as his needs change and still make a profit every month. So the third way to do it is with an ADU, accessory dwelling unit. The fourth way to house hack is by adding an external door to one or more of the bedrooms. Just talked to a friend of mine 2 days ago. He's a trainer at a gym, lives in Florida like I do, near me. He put an exterior door on one of the bedrooms of his house, so tenants can enter from the outside without walking through his house. Keeps his privacy. He changed out the interior bedroom door with a solid core door with a deadbolt lock. So the interior door to that bedroom is locked with a key. And actually this bedroom is a garage that was converted into a bedroom. The tenants can't open the interior door, so this bedroom has an exterior door to the outside, and the bedroom has a second door to his house that he keeps locked. Rents that room out for $200 a night, keeps it full about 2 or 3 nights a week, or about $1,600 to $2,400 a month in the off season. About $3,500 a month during the high season. That's when they're shoveling snow in New York and we're laying around on the beach down here. That's when Florida gets real busy. So going whole hog on this, that's about $30,000 a year coming in, a little more than $2,500 a month on average. Now, would an extra $2,500 a month help most people out? Now, what are some other ways to house hack without roommates? Here's a fifth way: vehicle storage. Some people have huge yards where they can park RVs, park semi-trucks or delivery trucks or just regular cars. Hey, these people have to park somewhere. If they don't have space on their own property, many people would be more than willing to pay you for the favor of having a nice place to put their vehicles. Now, this one just popped into my mind while I'm sitting here. When my wife and I go to the beach nearby, there are many of the people who live there who have people park in their lawn for a fee. Many people live near sporting events or areas where there's a high demand for parking. There's another opportunity. Now here's a unique example. Now I don't really need the money anymore like I used to in my younger years, but I can still house hack. can help me pay the property taxes. I have a 200-foot dock in my backyard on the saltwater. That's right, a dock where yachts can park. So I said, hey honey, what if we rented out dock space to one boat for $1,300 a month, then another spot for $900 a month, then separately meter them so they pay their own electricity. That's $2,200 a month times 12. That's $26,400 a year. Now I just looked up my property bill last year, $25,635.01. So boom, covered. And it would just be unused dock space anyway. And now I get to look out at beautiful yachts all day. Helps them out because they would be paying double anywhere else, like a marina with a bunch of strangers walking around touching it and boats coming in and out all day banging into their yachts. Here they can get a private space where somebody is watching their boat all day and they're saving money, so it's a win-win. So parking and storage is house hack income source number 5. House hacking income source number 6, animals. I took my wife out to a hotel a couple of weekends ago. In fact, I did a video for you on this channel while we were there. My wife went on this app called Rover. We left our Boston Terrier named Whiskey at the house. We went there, and these people had like 11 dogs at their house running around their backyard. They charge $30 a day per dog, so for 10 dogs, that's $300 a day. They watch pets when people go away for the weekends. Then on the weekdays, for people who go to work during the day, they need a place for the dogs while they're gone. Now, they say they don't accept pets that don't get along with other dogs. Then they bought another house, a second house. They keep the small dogs at one house, and they babysit the big dogs at the other. Talk about creative house hacking. Their tenants never complain about clogged toilets. They never get a call at 1 in the morning that somebody punched a hole in their door. So they have 10 big dogs at the other place for $35 a day for them. That's another $350 a day. So that's $300 a day at the small dog house, plus $350 per day on average at the big dog house. So that's $650 a day, or $19,500 a month. Did you hear me? Yeah, that's $234,000 a year. Now, what if you did half that? Or 1/4 that. No human roommates, no people whining about leaky pipes. And we have some other people we know who have a big property out in the countryside. Now they were able to work at home full time by boarding other people's horses on their property. So animals is number 6. House hacking income source number 7, kids. When my wife and I were young and poor before I started devouring business books, then magically became the business guy, and we had young children, we would drop off our kids at a house that provided daycare. Now, the lady who watched our children had young kids of her own. Her husband tragically left one day without warning, leaving her with a house payment and 4 young mouths to feed. So she started a daycare in her home and was able to make ends meet. At the same time, she was able to spend all day with her kids and a bunch of their new friends. Now, if you love kids and it's allowed in your area, an in-home daycare is way number 7. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to do just one strategy. Make sure you're following all the local codes and ordinances and that you have the proper permits and licenses for whatever you're doing. But if you did multiple strategies, then you can turn your house into a house hack money machine. It just takes a little elbow grease and some brain power. If you can dream it, you can do it, as long as it's possible and legal. So I hope you really got a lot of ideas out of this that you can put to use. I'm really excited to hear from you, so please put your comments below. And please click like, subscribe, and text this video to others. Thanks for watching. This is The Business Guy.